Hello all. In this video we are going to discuss about basics of pointer variable. A pointer is a variable whose value is memory address. So let's see it by one example. Suppose I declare a variable int a and assign the value as 10. So once that statement is compiled, what compiler will do? It will allocate a memory location for variable a, and what value it will assign to that location? 10. Now suppose I create one more variable b, which is of type integer. So another memory location will be allocated for b. Now I am assigning value of a to variable b. So what value get assigned at memory location 6000? That is 10. Now I am declaring a variable as a pointer. So here you can see the declaration int star c. This declaration tells the compiler that variable c will be used to store address of an integer variable. That means c is pointer to an integer. Similarly, you can also declare the pointer variables that will point to different types of datas. Here, if we take float star s, this will indicate, or this will tell the compiler that variable s will be used to store an address of floating point value. So s is pointer to float. So s will not store a floating point value. S will store address of a variable which is of type float. Now suppose I am assigning address of a to variable c, because pointer it stores address of another variable. So c is storing address of a. So once this statement is compiled, a memory location will be allocated for c. The variable c will have its own address. Now what value will be there in c? It is storing address of a. So c is having address 5000. Now how I will display all this data? Suppose I want to print variable a, which is of type integer. So we are familiar with this statement. So this printf will require format specifier as %d, and it will print variable that is a. So what value will get printed? It will print value of a, that is 10. Now suppose I want to print address of variable a. So to print the address, we require format specifier as %u, and it will print the value 5000, which is the address of variable a. Similarly, if I print variable c, now variable c is not integer, it is a pointer to integer. So as it is storing address, it will have format specifier as %u, and what value it will print? It will print 5000, which is nothing but address of variable a. Now if we print star c, here star indicates value at the address. So value at which address? The address which is available in c. In c I have the address of a. So value at address 5000. So that value is 10. So as this value is of type integer, we require here format specifier as %d, and it will print value as 10. Now let us take another example, another variable int I equal to 3. So a variable of type integer and its initial value is 3. Now we have declared one more pointer int star j. So here j is pointer to an integer value. Now we are storing address of I into j. So in memory, how it will be? For variable I, which will have its own address, value will be 3. Variable j, which will have its own address, and what value will be there in j? Address of I, that is 65524. Now if I want to print these values, what will be the format specifier and what should be the value? So this we have seen. If I want to print value of I, so I is of type integer, so it requires specifier as %d, and it will print value 3 in the same way. So if I want to print address of I, so as it is an address, it requires a specifier %u, and what it will print? 65524. Again, if I want to print j, so j is not an integer variable, it is pointer to an integer. So it is storing address of I. So as it is storing address, format specifier required in printf will be %u, and what value it will print? 65524. If I want to print address of j, again it is an address, so %u, and it will print 65522. Now star j. So star j indicates value at the address. So the address in j is 65524 and value at that address is 3. So as it is an integer value, you require %d and it will print 3. You can also use combination of %i and star. So here address of I is 65524 and value at that address is 3. So format specifier required will be %d and it will print value 3. Now let us add one more pointer variable k. So this k variable is now storing address of j. J itself is a pointer. Now we are creating one more variable which is storing address of that pointer variable. So k is storing address of j. So how I will declare this k? So k is a double pointer to integer. Now let us see what values will be printed. So if I print value of k, so format specifier will be %u as it is an address, and what value it will print? 65522. Ampersand k, again it is an address, so it will print 65520, and format specifier required will be %u. Star k, now star k indicates value at the address. The address or the content in k is 65522. So what is the value at that address? 65524. But that value 65524 is again an address of another variable. So format specifier required will be %u and it will print 65524. Now double star k. So we know the value in star k. Star k is having 65520. Now star k is having 65524. So what value will be there at that address? The value at 65524 is 3. So format specifier required will be %d. What value it will print? It will print value as 3. So this is how you can use pointer to store address of another variable, and how you can make use of this pointer to print different values and addresses depending on to which it is pointing. Thank you.